Hi everyone, this is Emmeline. Today we're going to talk about the 3 lessons every parent learned from our late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew on Chinese.
I'm meeting the educationists again. What for? You tell them that the first job they have to make, their first duty is to get the child interested in the language. And it's fun.
Our late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew spoke about how important and how successful the Speak Mandarin campaign was. But he also highlighted how he has gotten it all wrong. Let's watch snippets of his speech.
We'll get it right if I live long enough. How do we do that? First, you must capture the interest of the child. He must have an interest. If it's just going to take an examination, and not use the language, we insisted that he's got to pass a second language before he goes to university. So you're forcing the child, and he says, wow, what a sweat it is. Let's do it. Get a C6 or C4. I pass the hurdle and forget all about it, which was wrong. What we must do is to capture the interest of the child, never mind what standard he reaches, because of his linguistic ability and his other general interests, and he will have it for life.
Lesson number 1. Capture their interest when they're young. Most early childhood educators will agree with me that the Chinese language has to be introduced to our children in the early years. Now, for any strategy to be effective, we must first capture our children's interest. They will show interest when it's fun. They will show interest when it's relevant. They will show interest when the Chinese language means something to them.
How do we do it? I say get them young, get them to listen, then to speak.
Lesson number 2. We must focus on listening and speaking. Reading and writing are important in recording history made, in further expressing ourselves in the Chinese language. However, listening and speaking must come first. When we have listened and spoken enough, the reading and writing will happen eventually.
Parents know, and students know, if you know Chinese, then you got extra market value. You're a lawyer, you can go to China, and operate there. You're an architect. Any of these professions. MNCs, when they take a Singapore student, they don't take them from Hong Kong, they take them from Singapore, because Hong Kong they speak Cantonese. And once you go there, with your grounding in Mandarin, within 6 months to a year, you can ramp up, and you're there. So, I want to get this message into the heads of the younger generation of teachers and said, this is the way we are going to go. Use IT, use drama, use every possible method to capture the interest of the children. And doesn't matter what level they reach, they will like the language, it's fun, and later on in life, they'll use it.
Lesson number 3. Be creative in teaching Chinese to our children. If we need to use English to make them understand certain Chinese characters, do it. If we need to use technology, electronic gadgets to get them interested, do it. If we need to use drama, crazy activities to get our children interested, do it. Without the fun, it's really tough to get them interested. And without their interest, they will not be able to make learning Chinese a lifelong thing. So what are the 3 lessons? Number 1, capture their interest when they're young. Number 2, focus on listening and speaking. Number 3, be creative. Have fun.